Molly and I are here with Sandra, Tilly and Mari. Tilly being a foster from Romania, and obviously Mari being one of our dog meat trade survivors. So Sandra, thank you so much for fostering our beautiful Mari. Oh, look at her resting her head, and Tilly's going over to keep her company.
Yeah.
These two are great friends, aren't they, Sandra?
They are great friends. It was the best thing I did was to get the second dog to help Mari.
So Mari was on her own with you, wasn't she, initially? We know that some dogs are okay on their own, and other dogs really do crave and need that support of another dog. And Mari was one of those, wasn't she?
Definitely was, yeah.
How did she change when Tilly came along?
Well, I think it started when my friend had that big black bouncy lab.
George, wasn't it?
That came over, and she kind of, didn't seem to be getting anywhere, but as soon as he came, she livened up. She became, very interested and animated. So he came over a few times for visits, and she got to really know him, and then that's how we started to get her out for a walk.
And then and then obviously Tilly came along, and with having Tilly as a companion 24/7, just see if I can get this right, push it back a bit, it sort of brought her out of herself, and she relaxed even more.
Different dog, yeah, absolutely, yeah, really did the world of good. She learned how to play, just everything a normal dog should be doing.
Fantastic. And thank you very much for being an amazing foster carer for us. We really appreciate it. Tell me what your thoughts are on the dog meat trade, Sandra.
I think a lot of us were unaware of it until social media brought it to light.
Yeah.
And anyone who's a dog lover, it touched our hearts. And I was just so amazed at the people who are rescuing them. And I didn't really know what I could do until I saw in the magazine about your charity, and I just thought, this is it. This is meant to be.
And you made contact with us, and then Mari came across to you early January, wasn't it?
Yeah, mid-January, I think.
Yeah. And so tell me what it was like when she first arrived.
The first week was a bit tough because she was on a different time zone, so she was awake all night, and luckily with the great Jindo support group, someone suggested sleeping down here with her, which I did, and after that she was fine. Great little group that is, lots of tips.
Yeah, so this is a group that we've put together for people who've got Jindo and Jindo type dogs, simply because they're the ones that maybe just need that time to get used to living in a home environment. It's a great support group, isn't it? Some great people in there.
Learning about the similar traits, like her not wanting to come in the door and things like that, which I hadn't come across before. Yeah. And lots of little things like that they seem to have about them.
Yeah, that's right. Generally, because when I've worked in the shelters over there, for example, you can open the kennel door to their particular area. So you're in the shelter, it's divided up into many different kennels. And because they are so scared, you can open the door and they won't come across the threshold. So they won't run rampage around the shelter because they're frightened to death of that is their safety. So what they're going from is they're seeking out a place of safety, and then gradually we expand that place of safety so that the world becomes a safe place for them, no matter whether they're in the house, in the garden, out for a walk, in the car, or whatever. And it just takes a little bit of time, particularly for the scared dogs. And Mari was quite scared, wasn't she?
First time I let her out in the garden, she was out there for hours and hours. I got her in eventually.
How did you get her in?
Oh, I can't remember now. Probably herded her in, I think. Got my son out there and rounded up.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, bless you. And so what have you seen in terms of her development before Tilly came along? How was she developing?
Well, she was a bit of an empty shell, to be honest, to start with. She didn't seem to have a personality coming out, and she was very bit growly with my son. But every day we'd stroke her. She spent the first few weeks under the table, but every day we'd go and stroke her and give her treats. And eventually she started to come out, and the first time she gives you a paw is just, you know, mind blowing. And but say since Tilly, they just chase around the garden. They're having fun. She's having fun, and it's so beautiful to see. Yeah.
So it's not just sort of coping with her environment, it's actually that she is having fun, and that's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. She's enjoying herself now.
How lovely is that? And so have you seen her development increase or speed up since Tilly arrived?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, she's a different dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beforehand, it was just like the odd visit with George the lab, and she'd sort of come alive, but then she'd go down again.
Yeah.
But since we had Tilly full time, she's just happy dog.
Fantastic. And so how would you say that the dog meat trade survivors are different than, because you're a very experienced foster carer, how are they different, do you think? And what would you recommend that people do when they first arrive in their homes with a dog meat trade survivor?
I think they need a lot more time than like Romanian rescues, for example. You know, it was a couple of months really of unwinding and getting used to environment, whereas some of the other rescues just takes weeks. She took that extra time.
Yeah.
So knowing that and allowing for that extra time for it to develop and come out of herself. Yeah.
So knowing these dogs as you do you see that they've got particular traits that you know, that people who've got interests in you know, working with dogs into something like agility, for example, do you think that they would be you know, good for that kind of practice?
Yeah, if you're good at training that sort of thing, I think they would. Yeah, very agile dogs. Yeah.
What
Definitely.
do you notice about Mari's agility?
She can just, the way she just jumps on, she can jump on anything, jump on the sofa. She's just, you know, nothing stops her. She's just
no. It's that's really good. And what I like about what you're saying there is that she's mobile. She's jumping on the sofa.
yeah,
She's moving around the house. She's
yeah,
feeling confident enough to do that, which is fantastic. Because although we are in the middle of May, that's been about 4 months, which is fantastic to go from a utterly terrified dog that's never lived in a home before, that doesn't look to people as their answer. You know, they're not looking to be fed by people, they're looking to avoid people. It's an incredible transition, isn't it, Sandra?
It is. Yeah, no, it's the most amazing thing I've done, I think.
And your son now, how is she responding to your son?
Absolutely loves him. You know, she's gone from being very wary of him, maybe growly, to absolutely loves him. Yeah. You know,
And what do you think the difference is? How's that come about?
I think, again, Tilly's helped with that, because Tilly naturally went to him after a few days, and she was seeing that, and she copies a lot from that. She's copied play, she's copied affection. She's just learnt so much from the little Tilly.
Is that someone coming past the window?
There's a van outside, and there's a chorus going on.
And is that Tilly or Mari or both of them?
Both of them, yeah. Like a little engine. She's
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Oh, so what would you say are Mari's particular strengths? What kind of a home can you imagine would be a good home for her?
She's the most affectionate, loving dog I've known. She really is. She's just absolutely just loves cuddles. You know, most dogs don't like you in their face, but she'll come and she'll put her face on, you know, very close, which is unusual. Just a loving home, keeping her amused, you know, definitely with another dog just to play with. And I can't imagine letting her go, sorry.
Oh, really? Well, will that be tough when she leaves you?
Very. We've all the whole family have said because she's been, every little step she's done has been amazing. It's meant so much that I think we're going to really all struggle to let her go.
Well,
Yeah.
she's been on an incredible journey, hasn't she? She's come from not even having anything, but having a lot of fear. She's come on, and when you think about that, in just about 4 months.
Yeah. Well, I think how jumpy she was to begin with, nervous, jumpy, of everything.
Yeah,
Now it bothers her. That's beautiful to see.
I
Just
know.
that is, yeah.
It is absolutely amazing, and that's all credit to you, Sandra. Thank you so much for being absolutely wonderful.
It's been my pleasure.
So, is there anything else that you would like to say?
Um, just that I just want everyone to know what a wonderful dog she is. Gorgeous, gorgeous dog. And someone's going to be very lucky to have her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, Sandra.
Right.
Lots of love to you for being an amazing foster carer, and big hugs to Tilly and Mari as well.
And to your little one, is lovely.
Oh, I know,
Is that
this is
Molly?
little Molly. Well, you
Molly.
can't see her because her head's sort of down the cushion. But I'll just do a little round robin on
Ron there.
Ron. There we go. There's a Ron. And that's Dilly Dog on the sofa.
Yeah, see the other one. Oh, they're gorgeous.
Can we see all of Dilly? Ron! Ron. His ears are twitching, but he's far too tired to show his. Hello! And there's Molly. And she sends a great thanks to you. Thank you very much indeed, Sandra.
Welcome.
See you soon.
Yeah. Okay then.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.